We're like, we're going to be so busy, might as well just get the children out of the way. Let's do it now and just, let it come through. And then nothing happened. And then you try and nothing happened. And I remember having a conversation with Banky and I was like, let's go do IVF. And Banky was like, calm down. It hasn't even been a year. Give it a year. So a year came when it was 11 months and a couple of days. I was like, hey, how far? So it's been a year. Let's go try IVF. And we prayed about it. We did pray. And by the grace of God, still, we did get pregnant. And we got pregnant with twins.
But before we touch on that, I want you, if I can ask you a question.
Sure.
So in that first year, talk to us about dealing with disappointment.
Oh, right. Okay.
Every month.
Okay, so it was like a monthly disappointment. And anyone would tell you that when you want a child, even 1 month or 2 months seems like such a long time. Talk less of people that have waited for years and years. So it was constant disappointment. We got pregnant with our son after 2.5 years, and I can tell you that every single day of those 2.5 years, someone trolled me. Every day. I couldn't have an opinion without someone saying, go and born. I couldn't say anything without someone saying, get out, go and have a child. You are barren. You did something with your womb. I heard all sorts. And every single time I heard that, I just went back to God and I said, Father, Lord, they know I serve you. So they are mocking you, not me.
Okay, and so we finally, at the end of the year, we said, okay, we found a good place that had a track record of success.
Yeah.
And we started the IVF process.
Yes.
So how was that?
First of all, I'd like to give a huge shout out to every single woman that has gone through IVF. I know what you have gone through. I have veins in my hands that no longer work. They're so traumatized that you can't get blood out of them. IVF is a very, very tasking thing, emotionally, physically, on your body, mentally. It is very, very tough. So it was very, very, very hard. And this is also, I'm going through this while going through every day hearing one rumor or the other.
You're
people
barren.
Making things
your
up.
Your husband is impotent.
People saying that I've done
something to your womb.
It was very hard. And I'd like to say that I'm coming out here to say all these things because I promised God that I would. And I know that our testimony is tied to the faith of so many people. So there's nothing anybody can do to make me shut up about the goodness of God.
Come on.
So
we got pregnant.
So we got pregnant, and we got pregnant with twins. And we had gone for the scans. We had seen the heartbeats. At this point, actually, very, very few people know when this happened. Every report that you have heard is a lie because nobody knew when it happened. And we saw the heartbeats. Everything was okay. And then during a routine checkup, we went back to the hospital to have a scan. And I just saw the doctor's face. You know when a doctor, I don't know how to explain it. When something is wrong, sometimes you can tell. And she was scanning, and I was like, what's wrong? She was like, oh, nothing, I'm just, And then I looked at the nurse's face, and she looked a bit funny too. And I was like, what's wrong? She was like, Adeswa, I'm looking for the heartbeat. And I said, for 2 of them? And she said, yes. And I'm actually not going to lie, I started laughing because it didn't make any sense to me. I was just like, what do you mean you can't find the heartbeats of both? And she said, yeah. I'm sharing this because so many women go through this, but nobody talks about it because it's almost like a thing of shame for whatever reason. And I don't know why. Because you don't control your body. You don't create yourself. So we decided that over the weekend we were going to pray because God is a God that cannot do. There's nothing he cannot do. Impossible is nothing with him. So we're going to go back on Tuesday or Monday, I forget now, for a scan, believing that God will come through.
And Monday or Tuesday rolled around and we went back for the scan. And not only did we not see heartbeats, the embryos were shrinking. So they were decaying and they were dying. This was towards the end of the first trimester. And it was a tough time.
And then
we had another.
We did another round of IVF because we still had embryos. So this was our second try. There's a picture that circulates where I'm with tools and it shows my belly a bit bloated. People were saying I was pregnant. I wasn't. I was going through IVF, so I was bloated and it was really, really, really tough. It was a really tough period. And guess what? It actually did not work. It didn't even work at all. It wasn't like the first time where there was a glimmer of hope. This one did not even work at all.
Nothing.
And I remember just feeling disappointed again. Both of us were quite disappointed. But
talk to us about what the doctors were saying.
Oh yeah. The doctors said they said that I had PCOS. That's polycystic ovarian syndrome. They also said that his morphology.
My sperm, you can say it when my sperm morphology was not off. Right, was off.
They said my ovarian reserve was too high. Then I prayed for healing. Then my ovarian reserve came to the normal place that it should be. Then the doctors were worried that
because
it moved too quickly,
too fast.
They were not like, maybe you are losing all your eggs. Let's remove them. Maybe you're going into early menopause. Then at that point, we're just like, I'm not doing it again. Because after the third time, we just stopped where we were, and I was just like, I'm not taking one single pill. I'm not taking one single injection. I'm not doing anything anymore. I am done.
And we got to that place, and we had that conversation.
Yeah.
And we said, listen,
not doing anything.
Baby, we're not going.
I'm happy.
Again.
If God gives me a child, praise Jesus. If he doesn't, there must be something else that he's planning. I am not doing anything anymore. And we even considered surrogacy at a point.
They even called us to say we have a surrogate
for you. But there was no peace.
Yeah.
With that particular decision in general. So at that point, we're just like, we're not doing anything again.
So we had decided that we were going to stay at least a year without doing anything.
Yeah.
We felt like that's what God was telling us. Like we literally felt like God was saying, stop. Just stop doing no test, no pill, no clinical, nothing.
There's nothing wrong with you. Stop. When it was time for my period to come, it didn't come. And Banky, by like the second day that it was late, I was like, I'm ready to test. Banky was like, calm down. If it's positive now, it's positive in 7 days. I said, that's fantastic. But you see this today? It's today that we're doing this test. And he was like, it's still really early. You know, they tell you to give it a bit of time for your HCG levels to increase so that the test stick will pick up a more accurate result. But I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm ready. So I'll explain the way our bathroom is. We have his and hers sink, and mine is on one side and his is on the other side. So if I'm standing on my side, you can't see him on the other side. So the toilet is on this side. So he was sitting on his side because he was trying not to pressure me so that I don't feel nervous and stuff, which I wasn't, to be completely honest. And I remember now, when you have taken so many pregnancy tests and you have gotten so many negatives, you know exactly what a negative looks like. So there's the test line and the control line. And the test line comes before the control line. And once the pee is moving across the stick and goes past the test line and you don't see nothing in a little bit, you know that it's negative. So here I was watching this stick and the pee was moving across and it moved past the test line, and the line was so strong. Like, without a doubt, I was going to start rejoicing. Then I said, let me wait. That's how the control line will not come. It means the test is invalid. Then it goes across and the control line comes up, and the test line is stronger than the control line. And I remember just staring at the stick for a couple of seconds, but not like in shock per se, but just like, this God. And I just sat down. I was still on the toilet seat, and I said, Olubankole, Jesus has done it.